Alright, next thing on the tech front. This is not a motorcycle thing. This is just a general thing. I was noticing that my YouTube streaming on my television was kind of pixelated, and every time I tried to get high definition, it wouldn't work. And I was racking my brain as to why, because it was a relatively recent thing. So I did the speed test, and I was getting something like 87 megabits per second for download and 11 megabits per second for upload, and that was not very good. The download was alright, but the upload, anyway. So I contacted my cable company. I have Spectrum Broadband cable, and they said, well, remember, you're measuring the speed on the computer that you're measuring at that point is getting it from where? I said, well, it's getting it from my Wi-Fi router. And they said, well, that's, you want to make sure that that's optimized. So I have a Netgear router. So I went in there, looked at it. It was all right, I guess. And I finally found the paperwork for it. Apparently, I had never logged into my Netgear router. It came with a password. I used it. And I figured nobody's ever going to guess what that password is, because, you know, I wouldn't have come up with that password. But I had never logged in. So the username was admin, and the password was password. Not anymore. And I saw that there's this whole panel of things that you could do. You could block things, you could see who's on there, who's not on there, da-da-da-da-da. So I found out that nobody was using my Wi-Fi, thank God. But that there was an upgrade I needed to do. And I have two channels. I've got the 445 and the 45-5G. So I did the upgrade, and I was able to switch my main TV downstairs and my computer downstairs to, and my phones, to 5G. I got it on the 5G now. And the other stuff upstairs is going to be on the 4G, because I don't use that as much. And I'm a happy camper now, because my internet speed now has gone up to 237 megabits per second for the upload. Sorry, for the download. I'm concentrating on this light here. Yeah, 237 megabits per second on the download, and still 11.8 on the upload, which isn't great, but I did increase the download pretty good, so that was nice. So here I am all happy, and I thought, let me go on the internet and ask around. So I started asking people on Facebook. I said, hey, what's a good internet speed? What are you guys getting? And I got some similar to mine, 100, 110, 200 on the download, and on the upload 12 to 100, I guess. And the people who had the most consistently fast 100 up, 100 down were people who had fiber optics. And fiber is coming. There's a company called Ting. Ting is coming to my area. I see them laying cables everywhere. And once that gets established, if I can get on there, I might, depending on the price. But they say it's gigabyte down and a gigabyte up per second. So that would be supremely butt-kicking. I would be very happy about that. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I would. I gotta crane my neck all the way around here to see what's going on. Yeah, I'm good. Whew, it's hot. I gotta make my vents agree with the temperature here. There we go. That's better. Should probably open the back as well. I got this guy in his Dodge Charger riding my ass. I hate when they do that. Like, you see two vehicles ahead of me, don't you, you dick? I'll just increase my following distance to be extra safe. I know some riders you would not like to be behind right now, pal. You're lucky you got me. Anyway, so I was all happy with my internet. And then I asked around and one of my friends, Paul, hey Paul, he mentioned a system I'd never heard of before. And so I actually had just heard about it today. Something, the same word used in another context, and I'll tell you about both. The word is mesh. So with the Google Mesh networking system, it does this thing where it's you've got 1 to 3 devices. You can put 3 devices if you want to, if your house is pretty big. 1 to 3 devices, and it searches for the best channel actively, and it will switch you to whatever the best channel is actively, so you don't have to worry. And I think that is really awesome. You don't have to go in there and fiddle with it. I want to be on 5G, I want to be on 4G. Whatever the strongest signal is, it'll automatically switch your device to it. And I think that is awesome. Dick. Oh, now you're going to go up the red truck's ass. Good for you. Better him than me. I'm taking a nice meandering route to my destination. So yeah, there's these little white things you buy from Google, and it's pretty easy to set up. There's an app that you can control it from, which is awesome. And it pretty much takes care of itself. Netgear, you have to do some really computer googly stuff. Just to find my damn router, I had to go into Windows R and then get that black window of death, you know, that black window of DOS, and then you got to put in like all technical computer code, so IP config, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to destroy anything. And I found the IP address for my wireless router and went to it, and password and all that. And I was able to figure it out, but apparently with the Google system, it's way simpler. So easy, even I could do it. So when my Wi-Fi router finally does go teats up, which might be in about a year or so, or when the speeds are so fast that it can't handle it anymore, then I'll upgrade to the Google system probably, because it's got that mesh and it's really fast. Apparently it's super fast, according to Paul. So why don't I try that? It's about $300 for 3 of them. And I can put one upstairs, downstairs, out in the garage or whatever, so I have really strong Wi-Fi everywhere I go. It sounds like a happy thing to me. Alright, now, the other piece of tech is the mesh thing. Another usage of mesh. I saw a comparison on Fort9 between the Cardo Scala Rider and the Senna, or as we call them in my circle of friends, the Cena. And pardon my French, but it also goes with, fuck you, Cena! Anybody who has tried to mass communicate has seen the problems of the Cena. And I found out that one of the things that's horrible about the Cena, if you're doing multi people, if somebody drops out for some reason, it messes the whole thing up, and you all got to pull over and do the Cena dance again. We called it the Cena roulette. Who do I have now? Who do I have now? Do I have you? Do I have you? With the Scala, with the Cardo, it's a mesh technology. So whatever signal is the strongest, it goes to that one, and it pairs off of that one. And if something drops out, it heals itself. It's a self-healing system, self-modifying system. That's awesome. I'm all about that. Hell yeah. My only question is, will it communicate with CETA? That's the thing. Because if I go to a Cardo and nobody else does, and then I can't talk to a CETA, well, that would suck. Unless I could convince all my friends to go to a Cardo. But according to Fort9, he did a really detailed review of the pros and the cons of each one, and the Cardo won out. The only thing that I don't know if Cardo has, because I haven't researched it yet, is does it have a camera system yet? Because that would be nice to have a camera on there too, kind of like I have now with the Cena 10C. So we'll see if that is a thing, but definitely Cardo is good because of that mesh technology. And he did say this, a Fort9 guy. He said that in the next few years, that whole mesh thing is going to take over the typical Bluetooth thing. So if you're getting a Bluetooth device, you're kind of buying a ticket on the Titanic, and that's a quote from him. I don't want to get a ticket to the Titanic. I want to get the new thing, man. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so that wraps up my tech discussion, both motorcycle and computer type tech. As you can see, I'm rocking the dual camera view. I got the boom ba doo boom, I got the and I got the So, yay. Hopefully you're happy with my production values and all that jazz, because you know how I am. I'm just real. I'm not in some studio making some professional thing with scripts and stuff. I'm just a dude on a bike. I'm a English teacher / administrator. And I don't have any professional TV skills whatsoever. I did take TV club when I was in high school back in the 80s. That really helps. Anyway, it's Maikeli7. I'll talk to you later.